Hey, what's going on, nerds, and welcome to the Nerd Project. We're here where we discuss all things nerd, a part of CSS Creator Source Studios. I am Gregory Hall, also joined by my homeboy Daryl Gordon and Jordan McKinney. And today we're going to be discussing who is the top guy. Now, we all know, we all had those, we all remember those schoolyard discussions when we was kids of who's better. Oh, the Superman is a Goku, like All
Right.
Might in there, Tommy, though, Omni-Man, you know what I mean? It's all that. But here at the Nerd Project, we are going to discuss, and we're going to be discussing three of them, which is Goku, Superman, and All Might.
I thank you very much for introducing us, Greg. I appreciate it very much. So, the first thing that we want to try to get is an establishment of who the characters are. So, I guess we can just start with Goku. Who are you guys most familiar with in terms of those three?
Personally, mostly know Goku. I'm most familiar with Son Goku's story. He's an alien. He's an alien from another planet, and he came to Earth. And he was supposed to dominate Earth, but got his head bonked too hard as a baby, and just became super nice instead of an alien conqueror. And so he just hung out on Earth from childhood to adulthood, just beating ass.
You said bonked. No, homeboy. Let me tell you something. Homeboy fell
a waterfall.
In a waterfall. He fell off a cliff. Now that should have been a clue that this dude was not normal.
It should have been the end.
Exactly.
That was the end of the story. He came to Earth, fell off a waterfall, hit his head on a rock, and that was it.
And died.
Good night.
That's his fault. Grandpa Gohan should have been like, "Oh, this little dude ain't normal. What is going on? And why he got a tail?"
So we say that, and then we also have a world where dinosaurs and furries exist. So.
listen, it's anime. When it comes to anime, you gotta have suspension of disbelief at this point.
Right.
Would it be fair to say that we're all probably most familiar with Goku?
I would say so. I'm a huge anime nerd, but I also enjoy DC. Me and my brother watch Superman the animated series, Batman the animated series a lot, and so we should appreciate Superman more. If we move on to Superman, that we should appreciate him more because he is what inspired Goku, and he inspired Dragon Ball in the first place. Alien, who is a part of not, I guess Kryptonians aren't really tyrannical, except for Zod and a few others, but Alien coming from a far off planet, ends up being destroyed. He gets jettisoned over to Earth, and then he ends up getting adopted by the residents of Earth and being able to essentially gain a sense of humanity while also learning that you're a super powered alien.
And both end up being Earth's savior.
Exactly.
Their stories are super similar, and I have to give credit to. I think we all have to give credit to Superman. I think he's literally the first superhero. He's one of the first American comic book superheroes, and going forward, he inspired many of them all the way up to Dragon Ball in Japan. Right.
Because it was the 30s when Superman came out. So in terms of the modern superhero, Superman's the blueprint. And I'm happy to see that he's getting some love because a lot of people were vibing with Man of Steel, and they were vibing with some people were vibing with Batman v Superman. I'm not one of them, but the character is still so ingrained in nerd culture and just society that he definitely deserves his flowers.
And All Might also has reflections of Superman in his design and his inspiration. All Might is he's the strongest hero on the planet in My Hero Academia, but he's also particularly American.
Right.
Particularly American. He's running around Japan screaming random states and beating people.
Yeah, which I think is weird. It's damn, ain't you Japanese, bro?
He is, but
is he Japanese? Isn't he from America?
I think he's Japanese.
He's Japanese. His name is Yagi Toshinori. He is 100% Japanese.
Well, yeah, just the aspect of being the all-American hero. At least that's what All Might represents. And Superman is America's he's the all-American superhero. Very much representative of that. I'm pretty sure he was out there punching Nazis and Soviets in the 40s in comics.
And
kind of Captain America-esque is also kind of an All Might inspiration, right?
Exactly.
Kind of
And so
combination.
since Superman's kind of like the proto modern superhero, that we can also kind of credit him to All Might, as in like a lot of Superman feats and just general mannerisms can be transferred over to All Might. So it's kind of like Superman is like the big brother for these two, like in a sense.
Pretty much, yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to get you off your agenda. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Like that was a pretty good start. So I just wanted to get a base layer of how we're going to see these characters and their origins and how they would stack up against each other. So just like in terms of their powers, listen, it's been I don't know how many years since people have been saying Goku versus Superman. Can we just agree that Superman is the strongest?
Well, are we at that part of the discussion already, or like should I get into
basically?
It?
Well, let's run down. Let's run down each of their powers. So let's run down each and every single one of them. So let's start off with Goku. As you know, Goku is a Saiyan now. Saiyans are an alien race that come from the planet Vegeta. And they are essentially a warrior race. All these dudes want to do is fight.
In terms of the abilities, like you were saying, the warrior race, people don't necessarily like think about it too much because it's kind of like a hidden layer. And they do mention it a couple times in the manga and the anime that they have a healing factor. That the Saiyans just heal if they don't die, then they just heal back from whatever they have. And like obviously, eating senzu beans and going into the those
stasis
those stasis pods, those stasis chambers on the Saiyan ships to heal up. Obviously, that expedites the healing process. But before then, Goku was just he was just putting on casts and he would just heal up immediately, like in a couple of weeks, couple of months. He will just be chilling and ready to go.
Well, here's the thing. Goku does have superhuman senses. He also has superhuman endurance. He has powerful lungs, heat resistant. He also has ki. He also knows Kaioken, which is his physical techniques, instant transmission. He goes Super Saiyan. We all know what that is at this point. If you don't, you've been living under a freaking rock.
Right. Also, it's like instant transmission. I feel like it's definitely like goated, but I just don't know if people understand how busted that is. That
what's busted?
Like busted in terms of like super duper powerful. Like you are able to track someone's energy signal anywhere in the universe and travel instantaneously. Like it's like you're not traveling, like you're not actually moving. You're just from one point to another point instantly. Like we don't like just the implications of that. I feel like people don't really take the time to like just really grapple with. Obviously, us being like super duper nerds, we're going to like go over these abilities like backwards and forwards and side to side. But yeah, just being able to instantly transmit yourself somewhere else in the universe just off of someone else's energy is kind of busted. And then obviously, Kamehameha over the years, we just saw like back in Dragon Ball, it was just Goku shooting it at a car and blowing up a car. It's like, oh, okay. And he was using it to like propel himself in interesting ways. Like he could use it to lift himself up like a propeller, things of that nature. But after that, it's like, okay, we got so strong that it can now just blow up planets.
You know what? I ain't going front. You know what? I'm feeling a little some type of way. I feel a little hateration coming from you.
No, it's no hate.
I feel y'all been on Superman. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna put it out right this. I am a huge Superman fan. I am. But we going. Let's get into it. This is why we here. This is why we here to discuss it. This is a versus. This ain't. We just ain't sitting there just praising.
All Might's just sitting in the corner.
You know what I'm saying?
Like he's just sitting in the corner watching the big boy.
I don't even want to put All Might in this discussion. First of all Might all sick. He all coughing.
Right. Dog has half a stomach.
Get this bum out of here, okay? We got Goku and Superman. Now, you two seem to be sided with Superman. You seem to be like, hey, Superman is so strong. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, look at this guy.
I haven't gotten into it yet.
let me tell you something. I'm gonna break it down to you like this. I'm
Mhm.
a Superman guy, but I'm riding with Goku on this one. I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you why. I think it's unfair. See, everybody goes, "Hey, but they're both aliens. They have similar stories." But no, they don't. Let's break it down. I'm gonna break it down to y'all real quick. You know, you nerds out there, I want you to listen up good. Okay. See, when Superman came to Earth from Krypton, he was a baby, correct?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
both of them were babies.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Have either you two ever seen Superman in a training arc? Don't worry, I'll wait.
No, that's the thing. So here's the thing.
See, that's enough.
So to answer your
No.
question, no. So to answer your question,
Exactly.
well,
So,
to be fair, but to be fair, like we don't see a whole lot of in terms of him discovering the powers. Like sometimes he'll discover the powers, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I can do this, cool." But a lot of the times, it's just like the writers of Superman, they'll take the abilities and say, like, "Okay, he has this ability. How do you learn how to use it? Doesn't matter. Watch him use it."
exactly. See, trash writing. Okay.
And I think the Adventures of Superman. I watched a few of the episodes. I haven't watched all of them yet, but apparently the My Adventures with Superman goes into him like really grappling with the powers and trying to learn how to control them and discovering new ones that pop
Yeah,
up,
but see, he
which I do appreciate.
learning. He ain't training. You know what I'm saying? Superman ain't going. He ain't got a gym membership at Planet Fitness. He ain't got a gym. He ain't doing CrossFit. Superman came to this planet already Superman.
Exactly.
Goku, on the other hand, comes to this
Mhm.
planet. He can match with Superman. Yes, we know this. But this
Mhm.
man had to earn his power. He trained his ass off. He loves training. Okay, Goku trains to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and I respect that. And I know with all you guys saying, been a screw attack, blah, 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 Goku lost against Superman. Well, here's something that they didn't consider. Superman, let's be honest with you, I'm put out there. He can't fight. Can't fight. Goku,
You
got
saying
hands.
me? Telling me Superman's got no hands?
He has no hand, bro.
So he doesn't have so like
He comes
you're
from a
saying,
planet of scientists. Goku literally
yeah.
comes from a planet of warriors. They are trained. Goku's fighting intelligence is way superior than Superman.
That's what I was going to bring up.
People don't understand that Goku could outsmart Superman, and then they go,
Oh,
"Well,
I agree with you.
Superman is as strong as he needs to be, right?" Which is correct, but come on, with the amount of damage that Goku gave out and took in the Tournament of Powers, you gonna tell me that Superman could just beat his ass like it's
Yes.
nothing? After Superman and took an ass whooping from Doomsday, and we all know Doomsday can't beat Goku, so the math ain't mathing.
So I would argue to say that Doomsday
could be who? Goku?
Yes.
If Goku could go up against
Possibly.
Broly, well, why can't he beat Doomsday?
Because like so it's like different ways. So for instance, it's that with Doomsday, it's literally just Kryptonian, but basically no weaknesses. I don't know too much about Doomsday, but from what I've seen and from what I have like consumed in terms of Doomsday content, it's like there's almost no way you can like beat him unless you have kryptonite. I'm not even going front. Like unless you got kryptonite, then that's pretty much it. And that's another thing is that with Superman, like he has just this one crush, and that is the kryptonite. So but mainly it's a plot device. So I kind of want to leave it aside because that's something that the plot brings up in order to weaken Superman because the writers.
Now he want to leave it aside now. We can't sprinkle some kryptonite in his pancakes.
Nah. We strictly hands. No.
Let me say, because we've obviously reached this point in the conversation. You were saying I was talking up Superman. I'm not necessarily saying that. Let me speak out of both sides of my mouth real quick. To quote another near living god, look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Yeah.
That's Omni-Man. But like in the sense that Superman doesn't have to train, doesn't that just mean that he's the most powerful right off the bat?
That's what I mean. I agree with you, Greg. Like I totally 100% agree with you. That Goku is a genius when it comes to battle. Like he knows how to fight. But the thing is that Superman was so strong, he didn't need to learn how to fight. That was the whole thing. My main point is that, yes, we've seen the journey that Goku has gone through to build himself up into the warrior that he is. And to your point, it's like Superman didn't really have to do much to be the strongest being on the planet.
Exactly. And he only the strongest being because the freaking sun is there, okay? Exactly. You have listen.
So until that motherfucker explodes, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, Goku and Vegeta. Goku, see, they could blow up the sun. Goku and Vegeta could literally blow up planets. You will tell me that a being that can blow up planets cannot go up against Superman.
They can the
Superman has had trouble with other villains and heroes that are far less powerful than Saiyans.
Listen, I agree, but I have thoughts on both sides. Like I agree with that. I actually want to. I'll come back to Superman and give you my ultimate opinion on Superman, because I think I know where the crux of this whole thing comes in. But like, let me come back to my opinions on Superman. Our boy All Might is out in the cold, okay, right now, and you two are farther along in My Hero than I am. So let's talk about. Can we talk about Goku versus All Might?
Yeah,
like a little bit. Let's put the anime boys up against each other a minute.
Absolutely. So, I mean, All Might's getting cooked. I don't know what else to say. I
want to come back to Goku. There's a whole thing with him.
Yeah.
Well, not Goku. I want to come back to Superman. Sorry. There's a whole thing with him. But like,
absolutely.
Let's try Goku and All Might for a sec. You know.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. That like I'm not like trying to like brush it off again. But for instance, for All Might, that he technically has the strongest power, or like one of the strongest powers in the entire universe of My Hero, which is One for All. And aside from All for One, it's basically the most broken ability in that series. But he never really he did get a broken part of it. He got all the stockpiled power, and he was able to use that to train his body up into the man that he was, that could go up against All for One. But it's like mainly Midoriya got the bulk of the broken abilities. Like he got all the other abilities from all the other users and so on and so forth. So like he had like multiple quirks that he could use, aside from All Might, who only had like the physical strength to essentially just like beat down whoever he needed to. And like you saying that,
all
like,
he needed though to be the number one hero.
That's all he needed.
So what kind of fancy powers the rest of them had.
Like imagine you punch and then a tornado appears. Or like he's essentially the Hulk, where he's able to like leap between buildings just to travel. So that's essentially what All Might does in terms of getting around and being able to maneuver. And then I think he did learn a few things from Midoriya. Like he was able to use his shoot style, although that was in a different context that I don't want to spoil for some others. So he also does learn from new techniques of his students, so that he can like train them up to be stronger, and then in turn they train him up to be stronger, and he is able to use so many of their strategies and techniques and abilities to fight against the League of Villains, like the Liberation Front. That being said, he's not destroying a planet.
He's not what?
He's not destroying a planet.
He's not destroying a planet. No. The whole conceit of the anime is Midoriya's journey to be the number one hero. Presumably, we know that he's going to be stronger than All Might. So I was gonna say, maybe for the sake of argument, should we, just consider All Might at his max level? Like when he was the number one hero back in the day, not now that he's half decrepit.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going like with the prime All Might.
But this is my question though. Even if he's we're going on the All Might of
his top form,
but what was it where he got hurt to the point that he was just jacked up for the rest of his life? We all know what happened to the side of his torso. So my question is, couldn't Superman or even Goku do that to him? Is his durability Is his durability not because All Might has the super strength, the super speed? He checks all the boxes to hang with like some Superman, Goku, even Omni-Man, and all those other guys. But my question is, what about his durability?
No,
That's the
he's not.
key, and that's
He's
the
not.
key for all three of them.
He's not
Now,
standing with them.
I will say that Superman's durability probably is a little bit higher than even both of them because he's supposed to be the Man of Steel. But when he did get his ass whipped by Doomsday, he penetrated that. So, I mean, we do have to take consideration of durability.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like in terms of this, I feel like we've like we've kind of reached a bit of an impasse, at least like me and Greg have, in terms of like Superman versus Goku. But I'm willing to like leave it at that, where it's like they both have such massive reserves of power that's kind of like we can see who like goes up against each other in terms of like what's going to happen in terms of fight with them, and like this is like totally between us, like so like we can leave other like opinions on the internet like aside. So it's like they and especially like now with Goku like tapping into like godhood powers, like we could see how like busted he can actually be in terms of super. So like it's still like to be determined. So we can still like see what's going on with the powers between those two. And again, kind of left All Might sitting there. But I'm actually going to bring up a point in the I want to bring up a point where is who is a better hero, because at the end of the day these guys are heroes and their job is to protect Earth, protect their city, protect their family, protect people. So it's like in terms of that, I'm going to put Goku at last.
That was my first. That was my first thought. Like not in terms of who's gonna win, but if we're talking about who's the best hero, it is 1,000% not Goku.
Just in terms of heroism. Just in terms of heroism.
In terms of heroism, and I'm not gonna say 1,000%. Goku is a great.
He is a great person, and he protects the planet. He
But
does his job.
He will blow. He will let a dude blow up a planet just to fight him. Like there's
Well,
a really good.
Listen, when you have the Dragon Balls, you're just like, hey, listen, we can just wish it back. It's not a big deal.
Right? Death is meaningless in the series, bro. So it's like he has no incentive. Like he does have some incentive to like save these people because again, like dying sucks. But like the Earth has blown up. Like so, there's been so many people, so many times where like mass murders happen, or the entire planet blows up because of Kid Buu, or what so have you, and they're just like, and like they I'm not sure if it was filler or not, but in the anime they were just like, hey, I'm just chilling up here with like King Kai, chilling up here with the villains, just waiting for Goku to wish us back.
Well, like here's the thing too. Like
he'd be chilling at King Kai's place instead of raising his son.
Right?
His son.
He said, "Don't wish me back, bro. I want to train."
Like, no, I'll just chill. I ain't gotta take care of no kids.
No, let's not do that.
Chilling with the monkey. Chilling with the monkey and the cricket.
We ain't talking about his home life. We talking about what he do as a hero in battle. I don't care what that means.
Fathers are everyday heroes.
Listen, okay, Superman he's not a great father himself. Okay, let's put that out there. Okay, he's not mostly available for his kids. Okay, right. No hero is a good father. Okay, you got Batman putting children in danger. Okay, so let's not go there. Okay, I don't care what this man does at home. Okay,
sure. Okay.
Yeah, but in terms of just like protecting the planet, give Cell a Senzu beam.
I knew everybody's gonna bring that up. He threw
I'm sorry.
He wanted his son. He wanted his son to do it. He wanted his son. Saiyans are strong warriors. You can't be a punk son when your father's Goku.
I'm sorry, but that
can't be no punk.
That wasn't the kind of Saiyan that Gohan was. He was the strongest technically, but he just didn't want it. And then Goku, instead of again, like
so whose fault is that? Gohan.
I'll take this with what was it? Team 4-Star. It's like either loosen your moral code or stop risking the fate of the world on death matches.
Listen,
we talked about the Saiyans being a warrior race. Like they are out here looking for the hand.
Vegeta could have killed Cell so many times over.
They're looking for the hands.
Yeah,
They need a challenge.
yes, exactly. Okay, that's a good point. Look, these Saiyans they're a hot-blooded warrior race. That they are here for the hands. Like they prioritize that. These dudes go out looking for danger. They go out looking for danger, and then they attract it to the planet half the time.
Like I love like listen, I love them. I love them to death.
I love them. They're
I love
great.
them to death.
The
They're
heroics.
idiots. They're idiots, bro. I'm sorry. It's canonical that
Sorry, it's
like
really funny.
Goku is
Yeah,
like
I admit, Goku is
like,
Goku is
he makes
he's not the
idiotic
brightest.
decisions, bro.
He's not the brightest. I mean, in Dragon Ball Super, they turned him into a freaking moron. But yes, he's not. He's not. I mean, listen. I will say, if I had to put it up there, yes, Goku probably would be coming third. I will put Superman first due to the fact of that Superman.
Not necessarily. At least not for me.
No, hear me out.
Why do you think so, Greg?
Hear me out. Superman. I can't remember who said this, but remember, Superman is a god walking among men.
Yep.
If he chooses to be a tyrant, he could, but he chooses not to. Why? Because he chooses to be a symbol of hope. He chooses to be, like All Might says, a symbol of peace. He chooses to be good. Well, he doesn't have to be. That's what makes Superman great.
I mean, like, to be fair, that's a point that can be like levied for all three of them, that they all have powers that break that can break reality for the people in their universe, in their world, but they choose to use it to save others. So, but Superman more so because just of the magnitude of his power, that, like, for instance, there was this one scene, I forgot what the movie was, that he had a key made out of like a dwarf star, and that thing weighed like trillions of pounds, and he was the only person who could pick it up. He was the only person who could put it down, because if you put it down too hard, it could implode the entire planet. So it's like he takes so much care to make sure the Earth stays safe. That being said, it's like, you know what? I might amend my original opinion, because I was going to say that All Might be a better hero than Superman, because there are times where Superman was kind of slipping. You know, some of us have seen like Injustice, where or seen parts of Injustice where Superman kind of goes off on a tangent. He goes off on like the idea of villainy still being around because of the Joker, killing Lois Lane. But in terms of like collateral damage, I think in terms of like saving lives, I think All Might is actually technically better at that job, because
that is his job.
Yeah,
it's every hero with a course job.
Yeah, but it's like I need to like actually like fact check this. Don't quote me on it, but as far as I can tell, when like aside from actually, during the first fight between the first fight that we see between All Might and All For One, nobody like died during that one. And as far as I can tell, when All Might was active, nobody died. Like no one died. Like there was collateral damage. You know, villains were still out and about. But as far as I could tell, when All Might was present, no person had to worry. He said, "I am here. I'm going to protect you. Everyone is going to be safe." I'm going
to object, because All Might is mostly just running around Japan and not dealing with planetary level threats.
Because they're other heroes.
But we're kind of like looking at the scale. So like yeah, he was mainly like looking out after Japan, and that was mainly just like due to the locational thing. But it's like, and for Superman is a bit more difficult, because with all that power that he has, it takes a lot more control.
People expect him to be in Brazil in a second if something goes down. Like people around the world.
Yeah, but Superman still operates out.
He does that.
Metropolis. How many times did that man destroy Metropolis? And nobody said
that's what I was saying.
Exactly. They're responsible. See, All Might, of course, All Might. See, the reason why All Might did nobody dies is because, remember, in My Hero, All Might. Okay, so if you want to even rank them, as far as who is a better hero, far as knowing what it is to be a hero, All Might's number one, because remember, All Might has one thing over Goku and Superman. All Might went to school to learn how to be a hero. He went to
Literally, actually.
He literally was trained. Superman, he grew up on a farm on Smallville. Goku, yes, he's a trained fighter,
He
but
learned
he
good
wasn't meant
values
to be a
though.
hero. He's not a trained hero.
In terms of like the heroism, like going back to the original point, so I feel like the list we kind of all agree on in terms of who is technically the better hero. We talked about their origins, we talked about their powers already, and in terms of the actual heroism part, it would be All Might, Superman, then Goku. Just in terms of what we have discussed over the course of the video. So and like, what do you guys think about that, like, ranking in terms of heroism? Like, we already talked about everything else, but who is like the better hero?
I kind of am thinking about putting Superman #1 hero for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of comes back to what I was going to say about Superman earlier, which is that, Superman is one of the, if not the first superhero, the prototypical superhero. Like, just his, like he basically invented the idea of superheroes, the
Yeah, the
idea
blueprint.
of people looking up to someone to help them, someone that's selfless and looking out for them. And that's the way that he's written. Like, Superman is written to be the symbol of hope. And, I think some people might find that as a simplistic theme, but it's endearing and it's powerful when it's like executed right. And so it's always like a hopeless situation, like completely hopeless, like no hope for anything. And then like Superman finds a way to pull it out, and that gives people like the hope they need to like carry on, and it lightens people's hearts and stuff. And I feel like that's like Superman's like biggest draw, him as a
Like, there's
character.
always a way.
But like, there's always a way, and they often utilize him in the most hopeless scenario, fighting like the dark god of the sixth dimension, and he's destroyed the sun and everything. But somehow Superman or his kid, the only kid we haven't talked about, Connor, or his kid, they find a way to pull it out, and it's like it's always symbolic, at least in the comics. And so like,
but don't forget about his dog. You can't forget about his dog.
and crypto. But I feel like Superman is the symbol of hope, and like that hope is like so big, and I think a lot of Superman fans would agree. All Might is similar in that he's always like, I am here. No, don't worry, I am here for you. I'm here. And I think it's those two. One of those two is like the better hero for me. I kind of want to put Superman over All Might personally.
In terms of it being like the best hero that they can be, I guess we can give credit to both Superman and All Might. Personally, I think it might be All Might in my book, just in terms of casualties, like in terms of being able to protect people whenever he's around. Like, Superman, even with his like godlike power, he still kind of needs to like monitor himself so much that sometimes he can't like monitor his own power output and be able to save somebody. He does it all the time, but sometimes like things can slip through the cracks. Like, sometimes people can still get the better of him, like Doomsday and what is it? Dude, why can't I think of it? So like Doomsday and Darkseid. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So like Darkseid with his like beams, they're able to essentially eradicate anything from existence. So like that's definitely gotten the better of Superman in terms of protecting people. So I think I'll put All Might technically as #1, then Superman and Goku. But I can still like swap between Superman and All Might just in case.
No, that's all right. We didn't. I didn't know that we had to come to a consensus. But I like that. That's cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Guys, please let us know what your like 3 would be in terms of like heroism, in terms of power. We're not power scalers. I'm not claiming to be a power scaler. I'm sure there are plenty of other nerds out there that know about this stuff more than us. So by all means, let us know in the comments below.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining us. It was a good talk, yo.
All right, peace.
Peace.